Well done, son. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. Your approval means the world to me.
I love tanks.
Hey guys, Klonga here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Gorynych, one of the tier 8 monster reward tanks that you can get for free, and it does have preferential matchmaking. This, in my opinion, is the best monster tank in its awakened form. It might not be the most fun, but it definitely carries the most games. You can get this for free if you grind out enough points or enough experience. Remember, you can only choose one. That's the point of these videos I'm making, so that you choose wisely. But if you do decide to buy it, it is going to cost you, let's take a quick look, 6,600 gold, which is phenomenal, honestly, for a tier 8 with preferential matchmaking. However, something you have to keep in mind is that the gun this tank gets is awful. It is awful. 167 penetration on a tier 8 that can fight tier 9s. 2.86 seconds aim time and 0.43 accuracy with 300 alpha. So yeah, it's not the greatest. Anyway, let's get to some comparison between this and the KV-4, and then we'll jump into some gameplay. So I get asked quite a bit, what website do I use to get this comparison for console? I use armor.wattinspector.com. You're going to see it on screen now, and that's where I go to get these comparisons. It's a pretty cool place. It's like tanks.gg, but for consoles, so that's pretty cool. Right away, you'll see it has more hit points than the KV-4. The armor says it's the same. However, the KV-5 has a better upper hull because of the angling. Like, that's insane. Once again, a better lower plate because of the thickness and the angling. But it does have these really weak radio hatches, radio ports. It also has a weak cupola. If we can get that on screen, yes we can, 550. And the whole turret front is actually pretty weak, and you can go through the mantlet with some tanks. So pretty much this thing is really easy to penetrate, but not so much in the monster mode, because you're fighting a lot of lower tiers in the monster mode, so that's pretty nice. The DPM is much more than the KV-4 at 2100, because you have 7 rounds a minute instead of 5.8. It takes you 8.5 seconds to reload. Your aim time is better, your accuracy is worse, your on-the-move gun handling is better, you carry more ammo, but you have less alpha, and this is where it really lets the tank down. The KV-4 has 227 millimeters of penetration, while the KV-5 only has 167. If you shoot premium, you still only have 219, which is still less than the standard of the KV-4. Meanwhile, when the KV-4 shoots premium, it's 289 millimeters of penetration. The KV-4 does, however, go 40 kilometers an hour and does have a 20 horsepower per ton, so you can do a lot of ramming in it, which is great. Ramming potential of up to almost 4,000 damage. That means if you're going their max speed and someone else is going their max speed, like a really light tank, and they don't have any armor in a perfect world and they have 4,000 health, you can pretty much one-shot them. So that's the potential. This is assuming everybody's going their max speed and you're hitting somebody with no armor whatsoever. So that's interesting. Hull traverse is 18, which is really slow. Turret traverse is 21, which is just better than the KV-4. 7 degrees of gun depression, which is decent, but it's a tall tank, so it's not that great. KV-4 is 6, and the camo rating is, it says it's better than the KV-4, but this is because it does have camo already added to it. And it's a heavy tank, so nobody cares about camouflage. So really, this is not the greatest tank for pubs, but you're going to have a lot of fun memeing around, and you're going to say, oh, but the KV-4 can see tier 10. Yes, the KV-4 can see tier 10. Meanwhile, the KV-5 or the Gorynych cannot see tier 10. It can see only up to tier 9. However, you still can't penetrate lower plates of Tiger 2s with this. This tank, with its standard rounds, can penetrate lower plates of E100s if it rolls high enough. So there's that. And the premium pen is just disgusting. 289 compared to 219. So in the pubs, this isn't the greatest, but you can have a whole lot of fun. Another thing about this tank is the rear armor is actually fairly decent. Well, it used to be. This is one that got nerfed a long time ago. The up here used to be really, really strong, the same as down here. And you used to be able to angle like this, but they nerfed that. This was back in the day when they were willing to nerf tanks, They don't really do that anymore, and the rear armor got nerfed. And tomorrow when we talk about the Kaiju, you'll learn that they did about the same thing. The Gorynych KV-5 makes 50% extra credits, so 150%, and 15% experience. If you remember from yesterday, the Kraft Panther made 156% credits, which is better than the KV-5. However, the KV-5, you will be fighting higher tiers, you will be doing more damage, and because of that, you'll be getting more experience in this than in the Kraft Panther. However, yet again, another however being used, you may have to shoot a lot of premium in the Gorynych KV-5 in the public match, and that's going to be demonstrated perfectly in the replay I'm going to show you today. The replay I have for you guys today is a pretty good one on Hollunhund. It demonstrates the tank perfectly, and as you can see, the matchmaking is awful. We are top tier, but look how many heavies are on the enemy team. And I remember loading into this game and thinking to myself, oh, please don't be a good replay, because I don't want to demonstrate myself spamming premium rounds in this tank, but that's what's going to happen. We're going to be spamming premium rounds from the get-go, because even when we're shooting premium rounds, we still have less penetration than tier 8 heavy tanks. And look at how many heavies are on the enemy team. They have a full 5-man platoon of tier 8 heavy tanks. Tier 8 heavy tanks that we cannot penetrate with our standard rounds. Even aiming for weak spots, we're going to struggle. So we've loaded up our gold, and I was thinking to myself, why do I only carry 20 premium rounds? This is not going to get us through it. Now, you may have noticed some banging or some loud noises in the background of the earlier start of this video, and that's because there was some construction going on. It's done now, so hopefully it's nice and clean. Another thing I did not mention is the fact that you only have 350 meters view range on this tank. That is awful. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to go with optics? Do I want to go with binocular telescope? Do I want to go with vents? Do I want to go with super heavy spall liner? Do I want to go with toolbox? So many questions you have to ask yourself playing this tank. What you see me using right now is a gun rammer, vertical stabilizer, and super heavy spall liner. Maybe you want to drop your super heavy spall liner for optics so you can at least have semi-competitive view range. You know, maybe you want to drop optics and go with vents so you can have better DPM. Maybe you want a toolbox. Maybe you want to forego the vertical stabilizer and go with a toolbox and a super heavy spall liner. I don't know. It's a mystery, alright? This tank, there's so many different options you can use because there's so many things about it that are stinking bad. Alright, so when you equip a tank, for me anyway, I either want to enhance a bad ability to make it more average so that the tank feels more average and I can use it in more aspects, or you want to take an ability that is super good about the tank and make that better. And that's what I've done. I've taken the fact that the tank can take HE shells really, really well because of its thick armor and its ability to ram, and I've enhanced that by adding a super heavy spall liner. So now I'll take less damage ramming and take less damage getting hit by HE. So that's what I've done. You also have really good DPM, which we mentioned earlier, so the gun rammer does that. And then you have really bad gun handling, so the vertical stabilizer should at least enhance that a little bit. And yeah, the vents, not the vents, but the view range is going to have to sit at a very, very sad 350 meters view range. I do have I do have Brothers in Arms, Situation Awareness, and Recon, so I'm probably sitting closer to around 380 meters view range. But that's the stock view range of most tier 8s with a 75% crew. So, yeah, we're not doing well on that department. And that's going to come into play huge later in this game, and I mean huge. In the meantime, though, we have a Gorynych in front of us who we did manage to pen once through his little radio hatch. He's got a radio man in there. Did we kill his radio man? No, we didn't. We would have got a critical hit. But if you get hit in your weak spot, you lose your radio man a lot. So be prepared to lose people a lot. So there's that. So now we've pushed up really far. I've noticed on my minimap, because I pay attention to my minimap. People are like, how are you able to pay attention to your minimap when you use the compass map? By pressing my back button like I just did while I'm not in combat. And I know the entire enemy platoon is on the other side. So I have to make a decision here. Do I sit here and wait out the enemy team on this side, or do I push it so I can fall back as quickly as I can? Why, I push it because the other flank is falling. I have to win this flank. Fire a shot on the move at his radio hatch, but we miss the radio hatch and instead go into his turret and go straight through. As I said, that's really weak. Now we can't get our gun down, even though we have 7 degrees of gun depression. We just can't get it down. Now we have a Tiger 1 behind us, and this guy, will he pen us? No, he bounces off us. We put another shell through his cupola, or his, I'm going to keep saying that, but it's the radio hatch Are we going to finish him off? Is he going to pen us? There we go. We finish him off, and now we got to change our attention to the Tiger one, who is behind us. Will we be able to get a shot on him? Shouldn't be an issue. Look how much health he has left. No. No, we do not. He dies. Boom. We are winning 5-2, but the game is not over yet. Artie hits us. Unfortunately, he hits us in a location where our super heavy spawn liner doesn't work. No, he still doesn't do much damage. The super heavy spawn liner goes on the front of the tank. Even though you don't see it, that's where it is. So if you get hit in the front of the tank, you'll take less damage. However, it looked like he hit us towards the side or the top of the tank, so we take the full splash there instead. But the sides and top of this tank are still very thick in comparison to other vehicles, so he doesn't splash us too hard. I say that, and yet I've only been penned twice this game, and we're down over 1,000 hit points. Unfortunately, there it looks like he splashed us for maybe 500 or 600 damage. But now we have a 50 TP here, and I thought about stopping here, and I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I don't want him to pen me. Let's just keep going. Let's do this. They're going to jump on the cap circle, and I don't know if our team is going to cap. They may not. Our team... Oh, they are going to cap. Okay, they're going to cap. So I just have to make sure that the enemy team doesn't cap, and we can out-cap them. Right? Right? That seems simple enough. Well, it's not that simple. This is a KV-5. We do not have view range. We do not have much health left. We are a 2-shot to the 50 TPs. So we have to really be careful. We're bypassing the 50 TP, crashing into some rocks. Good stuff. We have a T-25-2 who spots us. Now a T-29 spots us as well. He's there. Are we going to get a shot on him? No, we're not. There's a mutant over there, and we're going to stop here to shoot. Unfortunately, they are now going to start capping our base, and I have to decide here. Do I want to risk my health to go for it? No, I don't. I have to take this carefully, even if they're going to cap us out. And right now, they're not capping. I have time. Now they jump on the cap circle. And now I do have a little bit of pressure, but not too much. I realize now I have to kill through these tanks, now there's 2 of them, in less than a minute and a half. I have to get through these tanks in less than a minute and a half, get to base and spot while only having 750 health left. This is going to be difficult. Can we at least finish this guy off? No, we cannot. There's the gun handling, rearing its ugly head towards us. And the timer continues to tick. And now we have a T-29 and a mutant coming after us. However, I do have snipers, and I realize this. But we do get penetrated by the T-29. He snaps us. I don't know where he penned us. However, his standard rounds can go through the front of my turret with no problem. In fact, his standard rounds, if they roll high enough, can go through my mantlet. But they start to advance towards me, and as soon as they do, they start getting punished by my team, which is good news. But the T-29 is going to continue. Here he comes. He bounces off of us. He tries to snap one through our turret again because it worked the first time, but it does not work this time. Here he comes. We're going to go for his tracks. We do not damage him or break his tracks off. We're going to ram him now with the super heavy. Boom. We ram him. We are now a 1-shot for him if he rolls high enough, but he bounces off of us. We put a shell into the rear of his tank, and we were going to beat his reload because of our fast reload. However, he gets finished off by an ally, which is good news for us. We don't have to waste that shot, and now we get to turn our attention to the cap circle, which is ticking down incredibly fast, and we do not have the view range to spot. This is not going to go well. We are spotted, and right here I know if I drop down, I will not spot them. And I will not have shots on them. This is going to be where I make my final stand. I have to reset them here. Come on, shoot one more shot. One more shot. Come on, please be the IS who shoots. No, it's the mutant who shoots. We have to hit him in the tracks. We aim to where his gun was, but we aim a little to the right, hoping that we hit his tracks, and we do. We get the reset on him, and now we have to change our attention to the IS. Will we reset him as well? Yes, we do. We reset both of them. They go down. The tick points go down, and the base gets reset, and now we're going to close the distance with our tank. We do not have to worry, and as you can see, we spot them now that we drop below, but we do not have shots on them. That is what would have happened had I just gone in. I would have dropped down, spotted them, but no longer had shots. We fire a shell into the mutant there, and it bounces off. I'm not sure where it went. It just didn't. We're going to fire this one a little bit more safe into the back of his turret. There we go. And we only have one more premium round left. And remember what I said about these premium rounds. These premium rounds aren't even as good as the standard rounds of most tier 8 heavy tanks. Even though you're like, oh, you're spamming premium. Yes, I am. You can hate me all you want for spamming premium rounds in this. They're still worse rounds than what those guys are shooting at me. Well, not the mutant in the IS. These premium rounds are actually better. But we are out. We're out of premium rounds. Oh boy, but we are capping the base. Oh boy, here comes the IS. We go for a track. Yes, we do track him, and he bounces off of us. Now all we have to do is pen him. Hopefully roll high here. Come on, can we roll high? One high roll. One high roll. No, 283. We do not roll high enough, so we're going to try to get this guy to bounce. We're going to way over angle, try to keep him from shooting. Yes, he bounces off our sides. We bait him into shooting our sides, and we finish him off. And now it's just this mutant, but our team just capped. Will our shell fly straight? It doesn't. It goes through the front of his turret, though. We get a high roll, and we penetrate the mutant through his turret. Not too shabby. And we win the game, having reset the base multiple times. Pretty sure that's going to be Defender Metal. Maybe a Steel Wall. Maybe a High Caliber. I don't know. Might be a pretty good game. We make 48,000 credits shooting premium rounds. Not too bad. We've made 200 if we didn't have a premium account. 3,700 damage, 1,400 assist, or 1,400 block, 570 assisted, 3 tanks destroyed, and over 100 base defense points. I was very happy with that game. It showed off the tank very well, showed you the armor working, showed you the armor not working, showed you the great rate of fire, showed you the bad reload, showed you the good mobility, showed you some ramming potential. All in all, a good replay. Now it's time to see the tank in its awakened form, and you will see we have 3 shell types. We have a flamethrower all the way on the left, then we have these high penetration HE shells, which will set somebody on fire when you hit them, and then you have these derpy high explosive shells all the way on the right, which, if I remember correctly, don't have the highest penetration, but they do more damage. They do not set people on fire, but they loop like arty shells, so you can shoot over things, and I mean really loop. Like, they put arty shells to shame. You can just shoot over anything. You can park directly behind a rock and shoot over things if you third-person shoot or you auto-lock on people. It's insane. It is insane. Now, we're platooned up with Catnip is Great, who is in his Hollunhund, and he has a really good game this game. So do we. I unfortunately don't have the greatest games in my Hollunhund to show off when I finally get to the Hollunhund. I apologize for that. I didn't really like the Hollunhund for the monster mode. It's not the greatest. It's a little bit boring to play. But it still has some interesting aspects to it. The Lycan, though, and the Revenant, oof, those are fun to play. So is the Spectre. I really enjoy the Spectre. And this tank is also pretty fun to play. It's not the funnest, but it is the best. And anyone can argue against me saying, "Oh, it's not the best tank. The Lycan's the best tank because it's fun," or so on and so forth. Yes, I will agree that the Lycan is more fun, but this is the best tank. It really is. Now, another thing people were complaining about was the Kraft Panther. People were saying you can just auto-lock the Kraft Panther. Watch this, ready? If we hit him, boom, we hit him, he's on fire. Simple as that. He's on fire because we hit him. And he's going to burn. That's why I take 2 fire extinguishers. If a Gorynych hits you, you're going to get set on fire. But anyway, back to the Kraft Panther. People were complaining to me yesterday, there we go, he's on fire again, that the Kraft Panther can get auto-locked. Wargaming said they're going to remove that feature. You can no longer auto-lock the Kraft Panther. So that's going to make the tank a whole lot harder to kill. There we go, we penetrate that guy and set him on fire. And we're not even going to watch him as he burns to death. There we go. Take a fire extinguisher in this game, guys. Trust me, it's going to help. This guy is playing wrong. He should be up here where I am. He should be shooting the other shell at this range. Shoot the other shell and do some good things. There we go. There's the Revenant. There's another thing. See, we auto-locked him. We also requested fire on him. I'm kind of hoping that they remove the request fire feature on those tanks as well. That would really help those things out. But we're going to aim at his turret. That's where you can do the most damage. We hit him again. We don't penetrate him. But we set him on fire. But you see there, he used his fire extinguisher then. He waited for me to shoot again. I don't know why he didn't pull back, because now we're just going to set him on fire again. And watch him burn and die. And there he goes. He's dead. That's... welcome. And this guy? Oh, we missed. We're not a very good shot, as you can see. They're both moving quickly. Are we going to be able to hit them this time? Come on, aim well, clone guy. Aim well. No, we miss. We underlet it there. How about this guy? Come on, clone guy. Aim well. Auto-lock? Sure. We missed. Ah! I got frustrated. I was like, I can't hit these guys. I'll just auto-lock. And, well, we missed. Don't auto-lock, guys. Aim your guns. No! Don't die, Catnip. The lower the health the Hellhound gets, the faster it reloads. Did you see how fast he was reloading with 240 alpha? He went from boom, boom, boom to boom, 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 boom. The Lycan, the Hellhound is fantastic for killing the Lycan, because the Lycan will start clipping it out, and as the Lycan clips it out, the Hellhound just gets stronger and stronger. The less health you have in the Hellhound, the stronger you get. Now we're switching to our flamethrower here. This is going to be fun. We're going to get close to this Gorynych, and we're just going to unload on him with our flamethrower. And if you've never seen a flamethrower in World of Tanks, well, you're about to have your pants blown off. These are fun. They had the flamethrower in the Mark 1 mode, and they have the flamethrower here. It's a really fun feature that they've added to the game, and I really, really enjoy it, but you have to get close. I forget what the range is, but I think it's like 25 meters, so you have to get really, really close. Here we go. And boom! Look at this. Tick, 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 tick. Look how fast his health is just going down. And dead. Well, dead. I was also going down really fast because we had a one-hit Hollunhund behind him going pop, 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 pop in the back of his tank. But still, 3,128 damage. I will take that. Canopus Great beats us, though, with 3,600 damage. But still, I think it showed off the tank pretty well. You saw tanks bouncing off of us a few times as well. The tank is hard to kill. And even if you do take some damage, you will regenerate 5 health per second. So you can kind of pull back and hide. And look at all the module damage we did to these guys. That guy with the flamethrower, look what we did to him. That's insane. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out Space Bandit GotADingy's YouTube's links in the description below. And I'll see you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.